Anthony William, live right here, the medical medium. Facebook Live, liver rescue right here. This is going to be fun. Little Sunday talk. Basically, I want to give you a little walkthrough in the book, and I thought that would be really special to do that. Going to talk about liver rescue, how to read it. You know, when I see that, it's just how to make it work best for you so you can get your best healing. And that's important because a friend of mine just said, hey, I went right to your supplement section, found the problem I had, went to your supplement section, started seeing what I needed to take and do. And I said, wait a minute, did you read the book? Did you actually read the book? He said, no, I'll read that some other day. I just want to go straight to that. And I go, look, I totally get it. I understand if anybody wants to go straight to their problem. Like, for instance, if you have acne and you want to just go right to acne, you read the acne chapter, and then you know, which is really, there's unbelievable acne information in there, just like never before. And yes, so it's exciting. And then you go to the supplement section, you're looking at acne. What can I take for acne? Definitely. But if you can, when you get a chance, go back to the beginning of the book. Go back to the beginning of the book and start reading from there. It's so important. I'm going to give you a quick run through on the beginning of the book. You see, each chapter builds on itself. So each chapter builds upon itself. It basically stacks. It's so important to know this. And if you think you don't have a condition or an illness, so why bother actually reading about it? No. Because you could be preventing a condition. If you think you don't have diabetes, you could be coming on to diabetes. It could be starting to build. Pre-diabetes could be happening internally. It's so important to know all this. It really is. It's something that you don't want to just fast forward to the whole bit. You know, you'll see the picture right here. This is actually days before Spirit came to me. So that's a picture of me at 4 years old. Of course, you can't see it. There you go. And I know that, but I'll give you a quick walkthrough. This is so fun. And you know, I didn't think I was even getting on here live today, but I had to. So I wrote here in the note for you that I want you to read. The meaning behind today's widespread chronic symptoms and suffering is so much bigger than anyone has yet discovered. What you're about to read is unlike any information about the liver, chronic health issues, chronic illness, or healing you've ever seen before. This information has helped tens of thousands of people over the past decades. So that's there. There's also a quote right here, which is really dear to me, really important. It's a quote from Spirits right here. And we see you, we know what you're up against, and we don't want you to go through it a moment longer. It has a lot of meaning to me because I know how many of you struggle. I know how many of you been through so much. You know, when I talk to people that don't have a health condition and they don't have a symptom, or they have some symptoms and it's not getting in the way of their life, it's not getting in the way of anything, they're still functioning, they're still performing. And when you talk to somebody, they really don't understand when someone else, they can't function at all, or they can do very little to get through their day, whatever condition they have. And whether it's high anxiety, whether it's severe depression, whether it's a really bad case of eczema psoriasis, whatever it could be that someone's dealing with, whatever kind of condition they're dealing with, severe chronic fatigue, aches and pains, and so much, and not the ability to actually just perform, have that quality of living that other people seem like they're doing out there. And so, you know, I understand. I've been in this so long, and Spirit has forced me as a young child to understand too, even when I was a kid. And I was like, well, why should I worry? Why should I care about what people are going through? When I was 6 years old, 7 years old, I just wanted to be a kid and just have fun. But Spirit said, no, you have to care because it's critical. So I spent my life knowing that you guys, you know, what you go through, what you've been through, what I've seen, I understand. I really do. And I want you to know that that's why this information's here. That's why the book's here. I want to go through the table of contents a little bit. And that's a really important part. So you'll see the note for you I just talked about. Your liver's true calling, Miracle Peacekeeper section. That's all about what your liver does, how hard it's working for you, how it processes nutrients, how it screens and filters your blood. It's every one of these chapters is critical. How there's a chapter called the medicinal liver, vitamin mineral storage, how it works and how it stores vitamins and minerals and what's going on. Also, your life-giving liver, the glucose glycogen storage factor. If you ever hear that fat is good for your liver, back away. Be like, Doesn't mean you can't have some healthy fats. It just means you have to learn about how the liver works. The liver runs on glucose. It stores glucose into glycogen. and science and research isn't there yet. And the professionals that want to hop on trends out there, and they're all just about like high fat, that's what you do. It kills the liver. Just, it's important to do that, because what's going to happen if somebody skips around in here in this book, and what they do is they skip around and they go right to the supplement section or right to some foods or whatever it is they skip around, or just to their illness, but they don't know too many other things that are in here, they might just go a different route with a different thing out there and be hurting the liver. At the same time, they're trying to help their liver. That confusion is just not good. It's uncool for the liver to have that that confusion. Your liver adapts. It adapts to you to what you've eaten 10 years ago. What does that mean? If you eat something, like say you visit family and you visit them once every 10 years, and when you go visit them, they have this big meal. We all have this big meal together or something, like, right? The whole family, and you're there and you're tanking on all this yummy food and all this comfort food, but you only do it every so often, whether it's a few years you see your family, or once a year, or just every Sunday. Your liver documents that, knows the whole thing, and adapts to it, but we don't want it to lose that ability to protect you and adapt. We've got to take care of the liver. This is just some things like that I'm talking about. It's a scratch of what's in here. How you guys like it so far? The whole bit. Someone just asked, what about keto? You really need to read this liver book so you can protect yourself. That's what I have to tell you about that for the keto question. You got to read the liver book. You don't want a fatty liver, and a keto diet will give you a fatty liver in the end. And if it doesn't seem like it is when you're 22 years old and you're exercising and you're not dealing with chronic illness and you're doing a fun keto diet, it may not seem like you're going to get a fatty liver, but everybody gets older. Hate to say it, everybody gets older. They get the fatty livers, they get the prediabetes, they get the weight gain. You don't think you get the weight gain, you get it later. It just happens, and that's how it goes. There's a whole chapter here, there's a whole section, part 2, sluggish liver. Know about your sluggish liver. Really, that's what I should say, is learn about your sluggish liver. And if you're like, who, me? I don't have a sluggish liver. What? Who, me? Who says that? What do you mean sluggish liver? No, you have a sluggish liver. Everybody has a sluggish liver on Earth at this point, pretty much. So you really have to learn about that critical liver enzyme tests. The thing is someone said to me too a while back, I remember a while back, like, why do I have to care about my liver? My doctor says liver enzymes are fine. Liver enzymes is just barely an identification of a problem. It's you walk around without liver enzyme issues, or liver enzyme issues that aren't even documented. The liver produces so many different variable enzymes that are not even on the radar of science and research. The liver puts out a call for help. It yells for help. It does this. It yells for help, and it does it all the time. We don't see the warnings. We don't see how it asks for help. We don't see how that works. It's good to know and learn about that. Dirty blood syndrome. People walk around with dirty blood syndrome. Dirty blood syndrome, what is that? If you're saying, like, I don't have dirty blood, that's not how it works. It's filled with gunk. Our blood is filled with gunk. It's never analyzed. It's never understood. I mean, these are so important. Fatty liver. If you don't think you have fatty liver, read the chapter. It's that important. Weight gain, mystery hunger, why we get so hungry and why we're fighting and struggling. I see it even when I talk to people out there, like YouTube experts and stuff like that contact me, and they're just like, how come you're not building your YouTube? How come you're not doing that? I'm like, look, I'm busy. I want to be on Facebook Live. I want to help my Facebook Live people. I want to help my Facebook crowd, my Instagram crowd, the whole bit. And what they tell me all the time is, hey, people are on YouTube, they're doing their thing, they're doing all their foods, they got their diets down, they're doing their exercises, and then why do they all of a sudden waif back and forth, get confused, then a year later they're on a different diet, 6 months later they're on a different diet, then they say, well, this worked and this didn't work, because everybody's struggling. Everybody's struggling with their foods. Everybody is, and their liver is taking the heat. Don't let your liver take the heat. Take care of your liver. Bottom line, the call to battle. That's a whole section right here. I know you guys might have seen it. Call to battle. You might have seen that already. It's really important. Diabetes, blood sugar, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, and you can have a problem with your liver where high blood pressure is on its way. You're about to get the high blood pressure. It's caused by the liver. That's what causes it, and you don't even know it. So you may as well take care of your liver and avoid this. It's amazing. Human nature. Right? I mean, come on. All of us, we tend to not take care of something or worry about something until something happens, and then we're worried. why wait? You know, I mean, there's just no way. Heart palpitations, how that works, how it's liver related, adrenal problems, all of that. Food, chemical sensitivities, methylation problems. Learn the truth about methylation. It's so critical, the real truth. Eczema, psoriasis, acne, SIBO, brain fog. Brain fog has so much to do with the liver. You know, I mean, someone said to me a while back, and they said, who cares about brain fog? Come on, do people really have to deal with brain fog? Do you really have to worry about brain fog? I just said someone say Halloween candy. That's pretty funny. Yeah, brain fog, it's that serious. I've seen it take people down. I've seen it hinder and injure their quality of life to such a degree. It's unbelievable what brain fog can do, and it comes from the liver. Emotional mood struggles. You know anybody that's emotional, mood problems that people have, and stuff like that. In SAD, you know, the SAD, the SAD. You know, there's so many things people go through that are liver related. Autoimmune, I talk about that in this book about it. Gallbladder sickness, it's critical to learn about the gallbladder. You know, people don't care about gallstones. They don't care until they're suffering, until they're in the hospital, until they're like, oh my God, my gallbladder's about to explode, your doctor tells you, and all these other things. Take care of it now. Dissolve the stones that are in there. Everybody's got gallstones. Everyone has them. Brain fog is horrible. Thank you for yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm sorry. If you're going through it, I'm really sorry. Really, really sorry. But thank you for helping people understand that out there. That's so important. You know, varicose veins, right? Oh, did you read the varicose veins section in the book too? Like the varicose veins in here? Yeah, did that blow your mind? It blew my mind, okay? It blew my mind because you guys, some of you probably know this, but when I wrote Liver Rescue, it's information coming from Spirit, word by word, direct, every single word, and I write it down, and I write it down, I write it down day and day until my hand can't work anymore, my arm can't work anymore. So, and when the varicose veins information came through, I was like, pow! That's when I just my mind blew. Unbelievable. And if you don't have varicose veins now or spider veins or anything, still read about it, learn, and avoid those things because they're gonna come. They're gonna come. The one thing I've learned by doing this, I haven't been doing this for 5 years, 3 years, 8 years, been doing this for 40 years. You have to know the difference when you think about how long that is when you really, since I was a kid. And so, yeah, the varicose veins come for everybody, whether anybody likes it or not. But if you do something for your liver and take care of your liver, you could stop it. You know, people worry about the cosmetic stuff, the stuff that's skin, the stuff that's varicose veins, the age spots, all that stuff. You can do something about it. So that's really good to know. So gallbladder, we all walk around with gallbladder stones. And, you know, there's in the next section, liver salvation, you got liver myths debunked. I talk about did you see this section, you guys, about glad to hear you don't like the coffee enemas, right? In the liver myths debunked, you got that. You got the liver stones, that whole thing, learn about that. That's critical. It's important because there's a lot of professionals out there in the industry that are saying, oh, it's liver stones. Flush the liver stones out of your liver. No, that's actually not how it works. There's no stones inside the liver. I'm sorry, but there isn't. Unbelievable that information is even floating around. But you know what that tells you when information that wrong is floating around? It tells us that we are in trouble out there in alternative medicine. It's the saddest thing I've ever seen. So you can learn about that in here. Talk about apple cider vinegar, about that a little bit more and all that. I know everybody loves it. Sure, a little could be okay, but you got to be careful. I talk all about what you just read that to make sure. How to clean the liver, 369, all that coming up right here. Powerful foods, the liver troublemakers. Really, you got to go through that one. You have to read that, how critical and how important that is about everything we're exposed to every day. We're exposed to so much with the liver troublemakers. You know, and here's the thing. You don't want to be afraid and you don't want to avoid it all because there's a lot of things we can't, but we can clean it out of the liver to make room so we could be exposed to something because we have to live here on planet Earth. I don't want you afraid. I want you instead armed. So critical. Varicose veins you can't wait to read that. It's really important, totally. You know, absolutely. This is an important book, it really is. So Liver Rescue 369, I got that here, Powerful Foods and Supplements, Liver Rescue Recipes, Liver Rescue Meditations. Those are powerful. It connects you to the liver, helps it cleanse easier. When you get a chance, try to crack into one of those liver rescue meditations. It blew my mind when I got that information. Blew my mind. Still is blown. I read this book. Let me just say this. Let me say this. If you don't think you need to read this book from front to the end, if you just think you need to bounce around or something, or you think you read it, I wrote the book. Spirit wrote the book, really. I try to take the credit. But the bottom line is, I have to read it. I have to read it and read it and read it and read it. It's unbelievable. So it's just one of those things. And then the storm will pass, peace be with you. That's critical right there. This is just scratching the surface. You guys know I just did a bunch of lives, right? And I would actually just, go and glean from that information, learn from any information. I just did a live on Facebook Live on bloating, acne, really important, weight gain, autoimmune, children's health problems, eczema and psoriasis. I just did one of skin conditions, anti-aging, debunking the high-fat, high-protein diet trends, which is really important, foods that heal the liver. You just go to my Facebook page, go to my profile, my Facebook page, you'll see the video button, click the video button, and you'll see the whole list of lives, and you can catch the ones I just did, literally fresh off the press. It's packed with information, and that's really, it'd be really good if you do that. There's a chapter in here called the high fat trend. It's how we got here. So what happens is every 10 years, everything's forgotten. Everybody's mistakes, every 8 to 10 years, all the mistakes are forgotten. So you fall into the trap over and over again. So young people fall into the trap over and over and over again. So vegans fall into the trap, paleo people fall into the trap. Doesn't matter what vegetarian people fall into, the plant-based raw, whether you're animal protein, everybody falls into the trap every 8 years, every 10 years, over and over, injuring their health more and more, and then it all seems good at certain times, and then people start going downhill. Protect yourself. Try to stay away from that. Learn how to arm yourself and protect yourself and your families. Read the book. That's the whole bit about that. So the bottom line is, you have some of the tools right here. We've been through some of the book right here, all on its own, and just know I stand behind you guys 100%. Thanks for being here on this surprise Sunday live. Unbelievable. Keep your notifications on. I might be doing some more. I hope you have the best Sunday ever. I love you guys. Hang in there. Bless your heart. God bless you. Okay? And one day at a time. Keep a light heart for me, please.